Hi, guys. Happy Tuesday. All right, so today we will do more with partitioning shapes in math to get you ready for tomorrow when you have your quiz on XP. All right, so today you're going to watch this video. We're going to practice the different ways you can partition shapes. Then on iReady, you have another lesson, okay? It is called Divide Shapes into 2, 3, or 4 equal parts. So it's just going to give you a chance to practice what I'm talking about right here, okay? Then, if you're done, again, you have those same games that you can play. So basically, what you have to do today is work with me through this lesson and then go on iReady. You have to do that iReady lesson. I really hope you do well because we've been working so hard. And then tomorrow, you have an EDSB quiz. Why is it sideways like that? It's supposed to move the other way. Let's try it again. Oh, oh well, no big deal. Okay, so again, our success criteria. Really focusing on that vocabulary to explain the different parts of a shape and how it's divided. And then we're going to actually do it ourselves today. Halves, thirds, and fourths. We're going to actually split up those shapes. Okay, let's practice. All right, so how many ways can you partition a square into 2 equal parts? So you can either just with your hand kind of do this because it's pretty simple. You can put it on paper, all right, or on a marker board or something at home. Show me different ways you can partition shapes into 2 equal parts. Do, 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 do. Alrighty. How many of you went up and down to split it in half? Yeah, halves. Or you could have done it side by side. Sorry, my line is not perfect by any means. Or you could even done it diagonally. That's the way I like it. Like when I make a peanut butter jelly, I always split it that way. It just tastes better. Okay, what about a circle into 2 equal parts? All right, same thing. Write it down or go like this with your hand if you don't have paper right in front of you. I would love for you to do it on paper or something though for practice. Do, 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 do. Alrighty, let's see. You could have really done it anyway, as long as you do your best to go straight down the middle of that circle. Because it really doesn't matter with a circle when you're doing half, okay? Because I can take, let me just show you on a sticky note. It'll be easier for you to see. I can take a circle, let's see. And I can just draw a line down the middle to partition it into halves, 2 halves. And look, if you just turn it, it makes it look like you split it up a different way, but it's the same line. You're just rotating it. That's all it is. All right, so let's do another one. Okay, what about partitioning a rectangle into thirds, 3 equal parts? That gets a little bit more tricky. Into thirds. Do, 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 do. Alrighty, let's see. For this one, I think it would just be easiest to split it like this into thirds. 1, 2, 3. 3 equal parts. Maybe this one would be easiest just to go side by side. 3 equal parts. For this rectangle, what would you do? Side by side or up and down? You know what I've seen done before? I've seen this. Now, is that equal? Why not? If it's not equal, why is it not equal? Because it looks like I have 3 pieces, but I don't know if these are truly equal because in my mind, from what I'm seeing, those 2 are actually smaller pieces than this top part right here. This top part is a lot larger. So it's in 3 parts, but it's not equal, okay? So when you're using triangles, it's best to just stick to these 2 ways to do it, just up and down, side by side. All right? And Thursday and Friday, we'll talk about how to do it in a more tricky way. All right. How do you partition a circle into 3 equal parts? 3 parts. Can I go like this? Can I go side by side just like in that rectangle? If you said no, you are right. You cannot do that. Now this little rectangle in the middle is actually larger, probably, than these other 2 pieces. It's not fair. It's not equal. So who remembers how to partition this shape into thirds? Give you a hint. Ready? Look. It's like a peace sign. A peace sign, except for on the bottom, when you draw a line to the middle, kind of like you're doing the hand of a clock, then split it. And it is the same thing. Remember when I just showed you on a piece of paper how you just rotate it? It's really not a different way to partition it. It's rotated. So you can do a Y, or I like to just call it a peace sign. So we have 1, 2, 3 equal parts. And if I'm rotating it in a circle, it looks like I did it a different way, but it's the same way. It's just shown differently. It's really the same thing with a rectangle. When we talk about side by side sometimes, it just depends on the way that you're looking at the rectangle. Now it is different if you do this. All right. But I can rotate it and it just looks different. But it's really the same thing. I'm not making any changes. I'm just rotating the shape. So sometimes it's important. You'll see why in the future, why it's important to understand that just turning the shape makes it look different. All right, now what about a square? Now remember, a square is a rectangle, okay? A square is a rectangle. Let me write that down. A square is also a rectangle. And why I say that is because a rectangle, the only rule is that you have to have right angles. So those angles have to be perfect, okay? And then you have um, parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So this is a rectangle, not a perfect one, but it's a rectangle. And this square is also a rectangle, okay? A rectangle is just a stretched square. Okay, who remembers? Ready? Dun-dun-dun-dun. What do we call a shape with 4 sides? No matter what shape it is, if it has 4 sides, it is a quadrilateral. Did you get that? I hope so. If not, now you remember. All right, partition these squares into 4 equal parts. Let's see what you got. I'll wait a minute. I'm pretending to look at your work. Great job. Hmm. Okay. That's enough waiting. I'm just staring at the computer now. Okay, so pretend this is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you want to share it with 3 other people. So you have to split it into fourths. How could I do that? You could do it the right way. That's the way I like it. Diagonally. Some of you might have just gone up and down like this, side to side. Some of you could have gone completely side by side. 1, 2, that's kind of hard. 3, 4. Or you could have even gone up and down. So let me, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very hard for me to do it on the computer. It gets all squiggly, but it's okay. You get the point, right? There's different ways to partition the same shape into the same amount of pieces. Just depends on what your purpose is. All right, so let's go back to what you are doing today. Remember, now, or take a break and come back, go on iReady and do that lesson, okay? Dividing shapes. If you didn't get to the one for yesterday, then you have 2 iReady lessons to get to, okay? So you have to do that. And then if you're done, go on to Clever. Well, actually, it's going to work now. Yesterday, I had to make 2 videos to get it to work. Oh, would be my luck. Okay, there! Okay, so go to my page. And here you will have some really cool math games. Ta-da! You have fractions splat. Remember, if that little puzzle set is there and it doesn't work, click the puzzle and then you hit allow. And you can play games with that. You also have the Pearson Realize Game Center. Have fun reviewing all these awesome skills. And then you have IXL, which you actually have an assigned lesson later. So don't worry about IXL right now, unless you're just doing it random fun, okay? Reflex Math. Go on Reflex Math, type in Negron 2020. Click the class, find you, put in your lunch number. All right, so that's just what you can do if you have extra time after iReady. Let's look at our overview. Now, remember, when you go to the homeroom page, you will see everything that you have to do today, and you will see the overview. When you click that, you will see this. It shows you everything that you are expected to do. When you go to the math page, you will see the journal will pop up right in the middle. It says today, here's your success criteria, here's the video, here's your lesson. Okay, so let's look at the overview. I like the overview. I think it's just easier to read. So today, I talked to you about writing. I hope you're already having fun with that myth, or maybe later. Now, here, you'll notice I put reflex math because you're already doing iReady for today's lesson. So it just felt silly to make you do iReady and then iReady. Okay, so that's why it says reflex math there. And then for navigator time, I have some time that I want you to reflect, and I'll talk to you today during our Zoom meeting, okay? What are some pros and cons to staying home at school? There are a few things that I kind of like, but there's a few things that I just don't. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful time in math today. Don't forget to get on that iReady right here and get started, all right? I will see you soon. I truly, truly hope. I miss you so, so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Goodbye.